What's going on, everyone? My name is Manny Asadi, and in this video I'm going to run you guys through how I manage my time as a 17-year-old in high school who also runs, I guess right now we're running one six-figure business, and I'm starting my second business as well as a third business on the side. I'm in grade 12 in high school, and I'm going to talk about how I basically manage my time, right? Because I also go to the gym and have to do homework. I'm not taking the path of university, but I still like to keep my academics just because of my moral code and everything. But yeah, basically I'm gonna talk about how I manage my time and how you can also do the same if you're the same age as me. So essentially, when I wake up in the morning, it's around 7 a.m. I do my daily morning routine. I don't do anything crazy. Like, I don't have a 3-hour long morning routine where I, take a cold shower, do everything. No, you don't need to do any of that. What I like to do in the morning is I like to wake up, go to the washroom, brush my teeth, go to school. So I gotta start school at 8:30. Usually the way I work is at school. A lot of the times, what I do is I'm working on my business at school. So whenever I got 5 minutes to myself, I'm always checking my notifications, making sure everything's going smoothly. So that's how I keep on track with the business. So I gotta make sure not everything goes off track when I'm at school. So doing that while at school helps me. When I'm at lunch, oftentimes I might need to take phone calls for my business. So that's how I manage that sort of aspect. And other times I would need to, again, leave the class, maybe take a phone call, but again, still be attending everything at the same time. So, I'm not completely forgetting this side, I'm not forgetting that side. I'm keeping both in a balance, if that makes sense. When I first started my business, however, like if you guys want to know, it was a lot harder for me because I would need to leave class, I would need to spend my entire lunch making phone calls, and it was a complete hassle. The way I got around that and just trying to get a lot more time back to myself was by hiring an assistant, right, that can manage my clients for me. So that was very, very helpful. Obviously, if you're at the beginning stages, if you're an entrepreneur, young entrepreneur, if you're at the beginning stages, that's going to be very, very difficult. So you can't always have that luxury. You can't have an assistant to help you out. But essentially, that's how I do it. So after school, usually I like to go to the gym either right away or come back home, I eat something, and then I go to the gym, right? Even when I'm at the gym, sometimes I might need to work or might need to set up a call. During the summer, I can tell you I was doing, 60, 70 hours a week of work. So that was different. Right now, during school, a lot of things are much more managed. So as a business owner, I have people who are doing things for me, so I don't need to worry about it as much. I'm taking more of the CEO role rather than actually getting hands-on with everything. So that's really helping me out. So really, that's how I do the main parts of my day. So the gym, getting my business work done, and getting school done, that's how that aspect is. Now, when it comes to spending time with my family, what I like to do is maybe later at night when everyone's home. That's how I do that. So I make sure I also get the quality family time. Remember, that's very important. Now, if you're a learning entrepreneur, if you're getting certain things done, if you have a job, because I can tell you from a personal experience, I used to work 2 jobs while I had this business. So around 2 years ago when I first started, I was a swim instructor and an assistant swim instructor. So I was working as a swim instructor at a location called Felix Swim School, and I was working as an assistant swim instructor at a location called the YMCA. So 2 jobs at the same time. Another thing that helped me while I was doing that is my business partner. So I had a business partner who didn't have that job, and he was helping me while I was, doing that. And eventually I made enough to quit. So if you're, for example, let's say you're working a job, right? And you need to be at your job and you also still want to have a business on the side. If you're a teen or maybe if you're older, then what I would do in that case, like back when I was doing that, I would go from school and I would spend a lot of time in school. So in the morning of my day, I would spend a lot of time working on the business. So I would, a lot of the times, just leave class. I would just leave class and do work. and I would spend my entire lunch. Like I wouldn't hang out with my friends. I rarely ever hang out with any friends because I need to get work done, and that's just my reason. So I don't spend. I try to leave out the fluff. I try to get the fluff out. And another thing that really helps me is being efficient with the work that I do. So I create this little window of time. I get the work efficiently done, and then that's it. And then I attend to my next task. So that really helped me. So far what we've talked about is the fact that I try to leave out the fluff. I try to take care of things whenever I get time, and just trying to structure your days, okay? You need to figure out, what do I gotta do today? And then structure it out, and then do it as you said you would, okay? Because I feel like a lot of the times now people say I'm busy, but then what ends up happening is, these guys are on their phone 2 hours a day. Well, if you're busy, then you can't be on your phone 2 hours a day. You need to get the work done and then come back to your phone. Okay, if you want some free time to yourself, that makes sense, okay? We're all human. I spend time, whenever I'm sitting at the toilet, I'm scrolling my phone. Doesn't matter. But if you need to get work done, you need to get work done. And especially if you're a young entrepreneur or just starting out your business, at the start, you're gonna need to spend a lot more time doing that rather than actually, maybe enjoying yourself more. Recently, I started to get a lot more comfortable because I have, my business is pretty much set up. Right? At the start, I was working like 3-4 hours a day, making phone calls after school. I would oftentimes go to the gym super late, get 6 hours of sleep, never had time for anything. But now I do have a lot more time to get my sleep in, read a book, right? And that's how I kind of structure my day. I want to give you an example. Like, what does a day in my life look like right now versus what it used to look like? Right now, I wake up, I go to school, maybe check my phone for notifications. I go to the gym, come back home, relax, read a book, try to get some sunlight, go for a walk with my mom, and then just go back to sleep. Maybe do some work for the business. Maybe take 2 sales calls, 1 sales call, whatever. It's just a part of my regular day. I'm used to it. It's super easy. Versus what I used to look like. So it used to be such that I would wake up, I would spend the entire day during school just on my computer looking, oh, what do I gotta do? What's the next thing that I gotta do? Then I would spend lunch making phone calls to my clients, not even my clients. I would talk to them all day because I didn't have an assistant to take care of those things. Come back from school again, talk to my clients, trying to close them. I was doing crazy amounts of work that could have been avoided easily, right? Then I would probably go to the gym at like 9 p.m. and I would need to go to work. So I would come back home from school and I would go to work, and then I would come back again. I would make calls, and then I would need to go to the gym at like 9. I would come back at 12, and I would sleep at like 1. Right? My daily structure was horrible, and it was really hard. So I slowly started to manage that by trying to free up my time wherever I could and getting more efficient with the work that I need to do. Right? So that's what you need to do. Essentially, what you got to do is become more efficient with the things that you do, right? And plan out the things, because this is not impossible. Right now, I'm a little bit less busy, right? In the summer, I work 70 hours every week. Not a lot of people can do that, but I did it and it paid off. Now I'm free. Now I'm creating more work for myself with this new business that I'm starting. And essentially, that's going to take up majority of my time again. And I know how this game works. Again, once I have structure, then it won't take up much of my time. But until then, I know I have to suffer. Once I move on from that and I'm going to the next business, same sort of idea. But I know that at some point, all of these are going to start becoming income streams. And my goal as a person is just to relax in my life. I'm not trying to become a workaholic, but I get the work done when it needs to be done. So that's all that matters. Just understanding when do you need to do what. So pretty much what I want to sum up is, if you want to manage your time as an entrepreneur or a kid my age, or even somebody who's just getting started into this but may have a job or something like that, what you need to do is you need to figure out times where you can allocate time to actually work on your business. Remove any fluff. You don't need your extra 2 hours on your phone every single day. You might not need to hang out with your friends that day. These are the reality of life. You need to get this in your head. Once you understand that, then what you can do is focus on those little hours on the things that are actually valuable. So it's all about replacing the fluff time with shit that actually matters. And once you do that, then your life is going to become much more efficient. Okay? So once you learn efficiency, that's all it is. Become more efficient with the things that you do, and eventually you can start to free up your time. And that should be your goal. Anyone's goal should be to free up their time. You want to have as much free time as possible so you can think about your next step. Otherwise, you'll never be able to think about your next step. And that's when people fail. All right, guys, I'm going to try to keep it short here. That's about enough. But if that kind of makes sense for you, then just go ahead, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And, you know, I'm going to keep posting these videos about how I manage my time as a young entrepreneur, 17-year-old doing a 6-figure business. But yeah, if that all makes sense, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.